How was this even born? Ba, ba, ba. Okay, this song is. I'm hearing the songs and they're sending me back. Okay, how was this created? How did I even turn up here? Okay, so this goes back to the Tekken Online Challenge in Australia for 2020. So what was happening was in the weekend, the days before actually going live on the weekend, we had to do preparations with the Couch Warriors team, with Brown Man at my place, and I was given instructions that I didn't need to do a green screen. I didn't. There was no need for it. But what happened was the day before, I think on the Friday, I said we live Saturday, like Thursday night into Friday, I was told it's absolutely mandatory. You need green screen. We were setting up the green screens. I had to find this green screen that I'm using. I actually bought it probably 7 years ago, 7 or 6 years ago, maybe even more. It's like I don't remember how many years ago I did. But when I bought that, I bought it in plan of using it. I never did. It was still in its original packaging and somewhere in storage. I just shoved it somewhere, never used it. And I didn't even know if I had it. I was like, oh, I told the guys, I'm like, either you guys have to pay me to get an Elgato, like, green screen, or I'm going to have to find this. So I ended up finding it. So thank God I found it. They were willing to pay me. Couch Warriors was like, yeah, dude, if you have to do it now, just do it. So shout out to Couch Warriors. They're willing to do the job. But I found it and I set it up and it's all fabric, right? So what I had to do is I have a steamer, the steamers that you use to straighten up your clothes. And I spent an hour or something just going the whole fucking thing. This green screen is huge. It's as tall as the ceiling and it's as wide as the ceiling is tall. So it's probably like 3 by 3 or some shit. 10 foot by 10 foot for those who are in the Imperial. No, it's not a green screen. No. I'm at the Periptero right now, but I'm just talking about I have it in the back of the Periptero. I got a green screen. Burpino. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, the gas, dude. It's all the coffee beans, dude. They gas you up. So what happened was we set it up. We're doing the green screen test. Like, man, I was clutching it out. I spent like fucking all day and night for that day and a half consistently building this. I had to rip up all my Just Chatting setup. I had to be completely pulled apart. I had to retrofit the whole living room or the whole, it's not the living room, but the area where I had the Just Chatting setup. I had to change the cameras. I had to bring more lights out. I had to do so much shit. And I never actually set up a green screen before. I know how to do it in theory, but I've never actually done it. And lo and behold, I figured out how to do it eventually, right? It didn't take that much. It's pretty... Nowadays, OBS is fucking good. You can do it with very little effort. Couch Warriors were doing test streams and I was given the backdrops, the red backdrop that I had. And we're doing mic tests and all this kind of stuff to get the Astro setups for the headsets and all that stuff, right? And we'll do that in advance. So what was happening is that we spent probably 6 to 7 hours for 2 days doing these setups, right? And running, tests and whatnot. Yeah, so what happened was we were doing the tests with Couch Warriors, and then there was a period where they were doing a lot of back end stuff that we were just on standby. And I was talking with Brown Man. I was like, oh man, I was something. I forgot how the conversation led to. It would have been nice if Brown Man was here. But he was saying stuff like, something about like convenience stores and blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh man, I should just do a setup where I do a convenience store just for the fuck of it. And then he's like, oh, that's pretty funny. I'm going to do a Japanese convenience store. And I'm like, I told him I'm going to do a Greek one. He's going to do a Japanese one. So I just went on Google Images and all that kind of stuff. And I found some stuff. And I picked one. And on Photoshop, I just went on Photoshop. While we're doing this on my laptop, I was on Photoshop. And I quickly, made it up, to make it work. In less than 5 minutes, I just slapped it together. There's a pause, champ. There we go. But yeah, so what happened was I whipped this up, and we were just it was me and this is me with my setup while we're doing tests for the Tekken Online Challenge, and Brown Man had his Japanese convenience store, and we're just sitting, next to each other, just vibing and just talking about whatever, and the Couch Warriors guys were laughing, the guy that was doing the back end stuff, he was laughing about it. I was like, oh man, what the fuck are you guys doing? Blah, blah, blah. And what happened was the next day, I think after we finished the first day when we did the first tournament, when we finished the open challenge, did the boss fights, and then when we wrapped up and we ended the stream, we were just talking about it, it was basically a review. So what happened was that after the first day of the streams with Tekken, like this is an official Tekken stream, right? On twitch.tv/Tekken. We finished the first day, and then we have the review, the post-stream review, what was good, what we need to work on for next time, blah, blah, blah. It was all good. Everyone was happy. But the guy told me, Petro, you know that like yesterday when we were doing setups, I wasn't just doing a test feed to see that everything's running. I had to send a second line that goes to Bamco directly. So the guys that are I don't know if it's either in Japan or in the US, but Bamco had their own feed of the stream to review that what we're doing is correct and what we're saying is correct. They were basically like reviewing us before we went live the day before to make sure everything's good. And they said they saw me in the Periptero, and they were all, he said like on the comms, everyone was laughing their asses off. They were howling, like, what is this guy doing? Where is he? What is he doing? And then and then basically the Couch Warriors guys was just saying, look, listen, Petro and Brownman are very competent guys. They just whipped this up 2 minutes in. They had a bunch of idle time. They were so ahead of the game. They were just waiting, doing nothing. So just having a bit of fun. But they were like, they found it hilarious. Like, I was like, but I didn't know until like the next day. And I was like, holy shit. Bamco was watching me sit in the Peripto talk shit with Brownman for who knows how many fucking hours. I don't know. There's something like amazing about that. It's just, it sounds like I'll just love to be a fly on the wall on their end and say, what do these guys think? Because, you know, they're like, you know, Bandai Namco, man. They're fucking huge, you know. What they deal with is super serious stuff. And they're still watching me doing a fucking graveyard shift at the Periptero at 12 at midnight, you know.